Ruth Borchard was a young woman whose husband and her had to escape Nazi Germany at the end of the 30s. One of her main interests was art, and she, partly because of her interest in autobiography, she'd done a PhD in Germany before she came to the UK. She came to look particularly at self-portraits, and that led her to beginning to collect specifically self-portraits.
Father was buying her a painting for 2,000 guineas, and she said no. That's a waste of money. For 2,000 guineas, I will invite 100 artists painting in Britain today to paint their self-portrait, just like the Medici did in Florence in 14 something, when he asked 60 painters to do their self-portrait one year. She used to take me around the Young Contemporaries exhibition, and I'd say, I'd like this one. No, you have to feel it. Don't use your eyes.
Gradually, the success of her collection, one felt needed to be recognised. And the idea came to me of establishing a prize in her memory, hence the Ruth Borchard Prize, specifically for self-portraiture. This year, in 2021, it's the 6th edition of the prize, and we wondered what the submission number would be given the difficulty of the last 12 months. It's been extraordinary. We've exceeded our greatest expectations, and the number is 2,285 submissions, so just under 2,300 submissions. The judges this year consists of Justice Bobby Cheema Grubb, the director of the Science Museum, Sir Ian Blatchford, the great gallerist Victoria Miro, the arts editor of the BBC, Will Gompertz, together with the previous winner of the prize, David Dawson, and a member of the Borchard family, Richard Borchard.
I thought from being the previous winner, it'd be rather interesting to see the process. I always like looking at paintings, and when they asked if I would come and take a look, I was more than happy to come and help. So my self-portrait was taken half-length in Lucien Freud's old studio, which felt so the environment, the room itself was very, very important and part of the portrait for me. Winning a prize, I think, always helps in some ways to bring attention to your work and focus on one particular painting, and for that it was advantageous. As a judge, what I'm looking for is something that instinctively gives me a gut reaction that makes me jolt a little.
I was keen to be involved because I have a great passion for art, both personally and professionally. Personally, I'm running out of wall space at home, but also I run the Science Museum. We have a very large art collection, and working with living artists is a big part of our programme. It delights me to surprise people, our commitment to serious art, and particularly at this moment when identity is such a key issue, both culturally and politically. I've been amazed looking at the shortlisted work, just how diverse it is, and also the thing that one perhaps would expect of artists, which is that some of them really push the boundaries of what self-portrait means. So in some cases it is just one individual, in others it's a whole family, group or friends, and I think that's very witty, and one would expect artists to do that, but also the range of media as well. Obviously I care about formal skill, and I will be looking at the beauty and composition, but above all there's one thing I want when I look at a self-portrait, and that is I want to learn something about the individual and their wider perspective on the world. I think it's going to be a kind of sweet agony trying to choose between such a diverse range of approaches.
To give the artists a little more interaction with some of the judges, we've arranged inevitably online interviews, meetings, discussions.
Your work was very enigmatic and very intriguing that you submitted for the for the prize. Is it very typical of your work?
My work does typically involve ideas based on memory. And I specifically look at my grandfather after he had a stroke and how I imagine he saw life. And so there are these elements of decay and nostalgia and memory in my work that I'm looking at.
The ideas and the concept behind it are so fascinating because you have what looks almost like sheets of paper or almost sheets of flesh obscuring. It's a kind of combination of paper and flesh, is it? Obscuring all the features apart from the mouth.
Thinking about portraiture and your portrait that you've entered for this prize, when I looked at it, I looked at it for a long time actually and came back to it many times because, I could see there was a lot in it.
A lot of my work, I think, is quite playful, and also I listen to a lot of music, a lot of Punjabi music in the studio. My dad's favourites, and so it's quite rhythmic, the piece that I've made at the Ruth Borchard. So I wanted to look like piano notes.
Hi Ken, nice to meet you. I like your painting that you've put in for this competition. It's very, very lively. It's a very good idea to just concentrate on the eyes.
Yeah, my mom used to figure out how I know how to lie from telling me to look at her in the eyes, and you get scared when you're lying, and it sort of has a connection with the truth.
It really does. Yeah. Tell me how you made the painting. What's the materials?
Canvas, acrylic, and charcoal.
Brilliant.
So I started my art career just doing hyper-realistic works.
Yeah.
And the moment I wanted to sort of start adding other elements, acrylic became my safe haven.
I really look forward to seeing this painting. So I wish you great luck with it. I think it's a very, very strong, very original piece.
Well, it's another extraordinary day, really. I have to say, when I wake up on the day of judging, there's always a little palpitation going on inside, because inevitably there are a lot of very strong works. And in some ways it's invidious. You could award the prize to all of them. I should, to begin with, say congratulations to all those shortlisted. They've done incredibly well to get this far. Wasn't too much controversy this year, I'm delighted to say. It was fairly clear cut. It came down to 3 works. And interesting to look at different aspects of what those 3 works consisted of. There was a work on paper, there was a charcoal drawing, and there was an oil painting. So a good split of media between those 3 works. And gradually, one of them emerged as this year's selection by the 6 judges.
But it hasn't got as much to say as it makes.
Yes. Well, I think that's our winner then. Well, so now we have the privileged job of announcing to the artist that they are this year's winner of the £10,000 Ruth Borchard Prize. And this year, who would be more appropriate than Will Gompertz?
Lovely to meet you.
And you, yes.
I love the self-portrait. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Well, it took a long time to do, and I decided that I definitely wanted it to be life size. I actually had, I think, some metallic paint in my paintbox, and I started using this on a black background.
I've got some quite good news.
Oh.
Which is we judged the award yesterday, and we selected you as the winner of the 2021 Ruth Borchard Self-Portrait Prize.
That is amazing. Yeah.
It's a terrific prize to win. It's an important prize in the way that it sits within this incredible context of this collection of self-portraits going back many, many decades.
Yes, I've been using self-portraits all through my painting career, and kind of using different aspects of myself to explore, but also to kind of explore the outside world. It's amazing. So thank you, all of you.
Every year we have an exhibition to celebrate those artists whose works have been shortlisted, and I'm delighted to say this year the exhibition is going to be held at Coventry Cathedral as part of the City of Culture celebrations, which open on the 14th of May. We will no doubt in a few weeks from now be turning our minds to the next, which is of course 2023, and submissions will begin in January 2023 and run till the beginning of April. I think as a legacy for Ruth Borchard, it continues the practice of self-portraiture, and we don't want to be prescriptive. We want every possible media to be submitted, and we want to extend it as widely as we can. This is going to be a major prize that will continue. I can see that, and the interest that it's generated, not just within the British Isles and Ireland, but now gradually across the world, suggests it's here to stay for a very long time.